This is a live look at the Swamp, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium in Gainesville. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. It's the Texas A&M Aggies and the Florida Gators. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rowe, some interesting storylines setting up in this one.
Guys, I caught up with the Texas A&M head coach before the game. Coach said his message to the team this week is we have got to play every single game like it's a playoff game. They have done well in the conference so far, and he wants to continue that dominance, but consistency is the key. He keeps telling his team we just have to go 1-0 this week to keep that consistent approach going. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. This ought to be a tremendous matchup. The Gators ready to kick it away first. Fielded in the end zone. It's Bussey. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks. And with the yardage you would have gotten with a touchback. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Complete to start this drive. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that, you got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Gain of 8 yards on the play. He's too short of the first down. Deep in the season, that crisp air all around you, and this feels like a must-win game, guys.
This is a game that will impact the college football playoff. It'll have conference championship implications, and it'll have bowl game implications as well. David, so much riding on the line in this one.
And you can feel it, man. You can feel the energy. The players this week, they were on high. Like, you could tell they were ready for the challenge. This is going to be an absolute showdown.
Got some green grass. Stop right there.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
3rd and short now. They snap it from their own 46. Quarterback will keep it. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44.
And as a defensive guy, man, when you play a QB like this that will take off and run and has the speed to make you pay, it just limits what you can do. It limits the amount of coverages. It just makes you play a lot more hesitant. And you can see right there, man, the guy's got speed. Interested to see how this defense continues to attack this QB.
Reed on the play action. Going over the top. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
On the run, it's Edwards. Hit and stopped right there. Not much on that pickup.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. He's not quite going to make it to the marker. They'll spot it at the 37, and now a decision on 4th down.
And this defense has got to be jacked up, man. They finally forced the 4th down, right? They've gotten a couple of first downs, got some things going, but I think it's decision time for this offense. And this D's got to do it one more time, right? They've got to get another play, a big 4th down stop here to get some of that momentum and get the football back.
This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. They'll go for it on 4th down. Hit as he throws. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
Coaches talk about it all the time. We're going to be aggressive. Well, they're aggressive on that first drive. They go for it on 4th down. No dice. Now you put your defense on the field. I like the aggressiveness, but now you got to deal with some of the consequences.
Quick give. It's Montgomery. He is snowed under, nowhere to go, and it'll be 2nd and long.
And a lot of times the fit up front, linebackers are fitting holes, and that ball bounces and is supposed to go somewhere, and sometimes it goes to a DB, and the offense will get a W. Like, they'll get a win because you'll break a tackle. How about the tackle by that young fella? I know he likes to cover, but I love the way he comes up and makes the tackle.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Simmons timed it perfectly to knock it free and forces the 3rd down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Third and long, a lot of ground to cover. Quarterback signaling to his guys. Lined up in the gun. Here's Simmons on 3rd. Working on the right. He's down right there, but he has plenty to pick up the 1st down.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. Throwing Simmons. Out wide left, it's Montgomery. I like this, taking the safe play, getting the positive gain, and seeing if you can build some momentum.
And I think it's making the right play, Reese. That's where quarterbacks get in trouble sometimes when they get too aggressive and then they get behind the sticks a little bit. I see a lot of space, take advantage of it, get it to my running back, let him chew that up, and now it's easier on the next down.
Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Moving the pocket, it's Simmons. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Caught! They will score! Touchdown, Florida!
It's just a really nice throw. Really good touch towards the sideline on that corner route, and the receiver does a nice job catching the football and immediately getting up the field, getting in the end zone for the big touchdown.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Fielded in the end zone, it's Bussey. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Texas A&M offense is back on the field. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. And the defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before. So you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute, put some points on the board.
Reed. Keeping his eyes downfield. He's turning it loose into the middle. Upstairs, he's got it. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44. The Aggies peeled off a huge chunk of yardage through the air and now back to the line. Back to pass, it's Reed. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. Got his man downfield. Touchdown, Aggies! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Gators sending the offense back to work. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make...
Reels it in down the left side. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. 8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. They give it to him again. He'll be dragged to the ground, but it'll be a first down.
This guy's got a lot of tools in his toolbox toting the rock, man. He showed you right there. And when I think back to Florida running backs, Emmitt Smith, all-time great. But a guy I played with in Gainesville, Fred Taylor. He was so big, but so fast for a guy his size. He just caused so many problems for the defenses we face. And I think in the SEC today, you have got to be able to run the football if you're going to win games. And this guy right here, he's going to give the Gators a chance.
This is why quarterbacks get the biggest NIL deals, because they're supposed to make something out of nothing.
You know what? If he took some of that NIL money, Reese, and spent it on more linemen, maybe he has more protection and more time to go through his progressions.
He's got it. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Gators, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. Quarterback keeps it. Could be an alley. And the defense makes the tackle, but not before he gets down to the 2.
If I'm building an offense in today's football, it's not around a quarterback that can't run. I'm going to find an athlete that I can give the ball, because defensively, it starts to limit your coverages. It starts to limit what I can do. It makes me play the quarterback every single play. Just makes your job as a defensive coordinator extremely hard.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. Snap to the back. Touchdown, Gator! And they take it in for 6 more points. Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
We've reached the break. It's Florida with the lead, and we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. So first down here as they go back to work. On the run, it's Edwards. Got the first down. Turns it on in midfield. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. That last play is the kind of thing the offense can really build some momentum on, and now they've got it 1st and 10 outside the 40. Wide receiver going in motion. Right back to the well. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling.
Really good-looking run there. This guy reminds me a little bit of an old Texas A&M Aggie great, Leland McElroy. He was so dangerous in space.
He'll take a shot. Touchdown, Aggies. Middle of the end zone. He's got it. Looking for the tie with the extra point. And he tacks on the extra point. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they cover the final 29 yards with that touchdown pass. And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. And here comes the offense. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You've put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills, and they've got it at the receiver position. So if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody...
Snags it and he's open. All the way out across the 45-yard line. Mark it out of bounds at the 46.
Defense, what are we doing? How are you going to let that guy, one of the best receivers in the entire country, be wide open like that? You're just making it way too easy for the offense.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Here's Simmons to throw. Gonna let it fly. Got it down the field. To the house. Touchdown, Florida.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Here comes the Aggies offense out to start this drive. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive.
it's really easy to say the word RPO and say I'm going to run them, but you got to make those decisions and you got to make them fast. You can't get confused by all the craziness that's going on, by all the guys moving around or talking. Nice job by the quarterback, staying in the moment, seeing it, throwing the slant, making sure he makes the right decision.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
The noise is deafening, trying to make sure only the Gators get out of the swamp on third down. They get him on the ground, but that'll be enough to give Texas A&M a first down. And the Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. Back to the ground game on the left. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
From the gun, it's Owens. Found a little crease and turned that into a productive run.
New running back, same result. Like, it's pretty clear what they want to do on the offensive side of the football. They want to dominate the line of scrimmage. They want to run the football, whether it's the starter or now the backup. They're going to establish that ground game. It's what they do. It's who they are.
The defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44. Reed rushes on. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down. Texas A&M going quickly. Looks as if he's going to run it. Turning it on. He's got enough, and they roll the dice on fourth down, and they keep the drive alive. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 29. Sets his feet. It's Reed.
And I've never met an offensive player who said, no, we don't want to go for it on 4th and 1. 4th and 1 is a great situation for the offense. You got to get 1 yard. You practice it all the time. You got to be physical. Go out and get it. They did a good job going out and getting that 1 yard.
The Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs thanks to that last connection in the passing game. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. All the way down to the 15-yard line. It's first down. Using his legs, it's Edwards. He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Not quite in rhythm there. Incomplete. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. Now here's Reed. Turns it upfield. He came flying up from his free safety position and stopped him well short. In fact, he'll be about 3 yards behind the marker, and it's fourth down. Marcel Reed to throw for it on fourth. Touchdown, Aggies! Quick strike through the air for the score. Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And the extra point was good to finish things off. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they finish things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. On the move from inside his 5. He'll go out of bounds at the 27-yard line, just couldn't quite shake free. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Simmons. Extending the play. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And a flag comes in as this one falls incomplete. Let's see what the call is. He just lost track of where he was on the field. Entire body past the line of scrimmage. Illegal forward pass, and they will back him up. And the rarely seen illegal forward pass penalty brings up 2nd and long. Back to pass, it's Simmons. Got there right as the ball did, jarred it loose. It'll be 3rd down. And now this offense will try to overcome that 2nd down incompletion. Simmons from the gun on 3rd down. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Making his first move. He'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Throwing Reed. Oh, pressure's coming. On the run, deep down the right side. Intercepted, and now he's up to 14. Still on his feet at the 45. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Montgomery. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
It's 1st and 10 from the 13. Throwing Simmons. Makes the grab down the middle. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. A designed run for the quarterback. What powerful running, just driving the pile forward for everything he could get. He'll be just a few inches short. They get the timeout called here and probably just enough time for one more snap to put up points before the half. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And now they regain the lead. As the Gators head for the locker room by the watchful eye, that full Gator head. Let's check in with Kevin Connors at the head.
Guys, week 12, almost zero margin for error. Just the way we like it here on the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We begin our wraparound with Clemson, taking on the #1 team, the Miami Hurricanes.
He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he stopped right there.
And it's the Tigers, with one of the biggest wins in program history, taking down the #1 team in the country.
Here comes the Gators offense, ready to go on the attack. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
And a lot of times when you see running backs catch the football, man, they've got a little bit of space to operate. That's great coverage. Being right there when he catches the ball to deliver the hit, to make sure he doesn't secure the catch, elite coverage.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. Lined up in the gun, here's Simmons. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Man, that's a big stop on this first drive. That's got to energize this defense. They didn't have a great first half. Let's just call it what it is. They could have done a lot better. But to come out, make some adjustments, get a stop on this first possession, that's a good sign for this defense.
Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. They think they can create space here with the run to the right. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Now, you want to be a great run defense, your DBs have to be great tacklers. And I love the way he comes up, sees the run. I know he makes the money in the back end covering passes, but when you got a guy that can fly up and make tackles, man, does your defense go to a different level.
Caught on the RPO. Finds a little bit of room and finally wrestled out of bounds at the 43.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right
now. On the gun, on third down, it's Marcel Reed. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Right side, it's Craver. Offense on the move. Hey, big play there. Gets it to the 30. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
He is wrestled down at the 17-yard line. They've got a first down in the red zone.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
Here's Reed to throw. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete. This crowd knows this defense needs them right now. Straight ahead, it's Edwards. Driven back.
They have been running ISOs in football since the beginning of time, right? They want to isolate that linebacker. A lot of times they're going to pull a guard. Great job by the defense seeing it, getting downhill, understanding where the ball's coming, going downhill, attacking it, and getting a big tackle for a loss.
Picked off. That's number 15 on the year. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Swamped immediately.
And this D needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
Here's Simmons to throw. Still looking. He turns it loose to the left. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Man, this QB is so dangerous. He can get outside the pocket, and right here you can tell he gets outside the pocket. Now I got to make some decisions, man. Do I want to go chase this guy? Do I play coverage? And that's why these mobile quarterbacks can really put you in a predicament. The defense won this.
He's looking deep. Swatted away and broken up. A great play there by the DB.
Well, in the first half, this offense was up and down the field. It seemed like everything they were dialing up was working. And here we are in the third quarter, and there's a very rare incompletion on their own end of the field. Maybe that's the play the defense needs now to spark some momentum.
Nestles it in at the 35. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. That last drive was a punch in the gut, throwing the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pull the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
Second and long here. Reed throws to the wideout. Left side is Bussey. Touchdown, Texas A&M. They take the lead with the 6. Did not take long to get into the end zone. Now let's see if this gets this offense to hit overdrive.
Now, we may have a situation here. We might have points, and more points. You keep putting drives together like that quickly, chewing up that much yardage, defenses are going to have to get something figured out.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Out of the gun, the running back has it. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
I know it hasn't been the type game statistically this running back was hoping to have up to this point. He's been getting shut down. Finally, he's able to break through for a big one. And sometimes, you know, it just takes one. It takes one run like that to get his confidence back, to get the offensive line's confidence back. Let's see what happens with this offense now moving forward.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. He's going to change things up against this defensive look. He tries to take the top off. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be 2nd down.
You got to give the defense credit here because they came out here in the second half with the goal of putting the clamps on this passing attack, and they have not allowed a completion yet in the third quarter. This offense is thrown it time and time again. Nothing there.
Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. Simmons. Under pressure. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be 2nd down.
And that goes down as an incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He's outside the tackle boxes. He knew he could throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another down.
He's there to make the stop, but not before. He sets up this offense, first and goal from the 7. To the air, it's Simmons. Caught. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On first and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
They want to run this quarterback. Nowhere to run, and he barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback keeper. He'll be stopped short. Could not drive his way into the end zone, and now they're faced with 4th and goal.
And it's not sexy, and it's not these long plays all the time. But this QB does such a good job of picking up 4 to 5 and making it where you're always ahead of the sticks and just letting you know, we'll run him. We'll take advantage of this guy's speed, and we're going to make you defend him throughout this football game.
Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. Not going to make it, and the 4th down gamble backfires.
Man, what a great job by... Defense never giving up, man. Gave up some yards, get inside their own 1 on 4th and goal. And what did they do a good job of? Getting pushed, man. The big boys getting in the backfield, getting penetration, not letting the hole even open up, and they get the big 4th down stop.
The goalpost breathing down their neck as they're backed up in their own end, starting to drive from their own 1. Hit and drop behind the line. He'll lose a yard. This game is all but officially a wrap as we take a look at the top 25. Late in the season, time running short as teams want to make their move in the rankings. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. So the final period starts with a 2nd down play. Tackled almost immediately. Not a whole lot on that one.
And this is a pressing time for this defense. They've got to understand, they're backed up a little bit. They're going to run the football. They don't want to make a mistake. So I think this is the time I'm a little bit more aggressive. I got to get this football back to my offense because I'm trailing. So I look for this defense to get a little bit aggressive.
Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short.
And ball security at this point is at a premium for this offense. You're backed up in your own end. You've got the lead, so you want to be able to run the football and stay on the field, bleed the clock. But you know the defense is going to be ripping away at it, right? They're going to be trying to get hats to the football and forcing a fumble. So whoever's got the ball has got to have 2 hands on it this drive.
Texas A&M looking to convert on 4th here. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Breaks into the open. Gets it out to the 22 before going out of bounds, and they are suddenly out of trouble.
Sometimes as a quarterback, you just need to take the game over yourself. You need points to win, and it's going to come down to you throwing it or maybe running it like you just saw there to get that done.
Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Dropped immediately. He got nothing on first down.
This running back's had all kind of success. Now we're getting later in the game. We got to make sure we get some stops, get the ball back to our offense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24.
This is an area of the game. On offense, you've got to be able to run the football well. You've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and obviously you're in your own end here, but you want to bleed the clock. You want to stay on the field and keep getting first down, so you have to be able to run.
From the gun on 3rd down, Reed. Blasted as he lets it go. Lucky to get it off.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
Texas A&M will have to boot it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the puncher. Trying to get started. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. And now, deep in the 4th quarter, a chance to go down the field and take the lead in this ball game.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
On the move. He's going to fire to the left. Makes the grab on the shot. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
They'll run it in the red zone. It's Montgomery. Headed to the end zone, and he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense. Well, and you see the sense of urgency now going up, right, David, on defense here, creating a negative play with their backs up against the wall.
Everybody's selling out to stop the run. Nice job being aggressive by this defense.
Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. Direct snap. Touchdown, Gators! And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
And that's why this running back is so dangerous. It's not just handing him off the football, but he's a weapon in the passing game. You see his ability to catch it, turn upfield, make people miss, and find the end zone.
And he puts it down the middle, and the lead is 3 here in the final period. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. And the Aggies headed quickly to the line.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
Keep it on the ground. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. That's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, run up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
This crowd unhinged, trying to make sure the Gators don't back down on third down. Here comes the heat. On the move, he fires. Lets it slip right through his hands, and it'll be fourth down after the rare drop from this dude.
It's so nice when you know it's third and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Down a possession here in the fourth, and they'll need to convert on this fourth down. Reed to throw for it on fourth. And he's brought down, but he picks up the first down, and the gamble pays off. The Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Reed.
And that was a play they absolutely had to have. Fourth down by one possession. You've got to find a way. Someone's got to step up and make a play, and they did it right there. That is going to be huge for their confidence.
It's the fourth quarter. Every second counts, right? It's a one-possession game. We're chasing the QB. He scrambles around, does such a great job getting positive yards, keeping this drive alive. We need a score badly. We got to keep drives alive like this. Wonderful job.
Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. At the 40, there he goes. Finding some room. Touchdown, Texas A&M. They've got the lead here in the fourth.
What a great job by this offense. And listen, I judge offenses by what they do in the clutch, in those big moments and right before the half, in the fourth quarter, late in the game, just like right here. You need a score. You got to go take the lead. They do everything they can. Now, defense, you're up. I need you to get me a stop.
Deep in the end zone, it's Abrams. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he had just taken a knee in the end zone. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Throwing Simmons. Looking left. He's got it. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
And they've trusted him to throw the football all game. I expect nothing to change whatsoever. They're going to put it on his back, or his arm, I guess you could say, and let him throw this team to victory. It's a close game, tight game. I'm rolling with my best player.
Passing game kept the drive moving. Here's first down. Moves the pocket. It's Simmons. Keeping his eyes downfield. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down.
And obviously that wasn't a great play for this offense, but the defense did their job. They flushed him outside the pocket. But nothing worse than getting tackling in bounds or throwing it for a 4-yard gain, letting that clock tick. Nice job throwing it away, saving as much time as you can.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. Here's Simmons to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Connection to the right. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
This is a shootout. Both offenses up and down the field. They're generating explosive plays. It feels like which team has the ball last may win, but give the quarterback a lot of credit that time because, again, he saw a beautiful look to take a shot into, and he throws an absolute dime.
Hits inside. It's Montgomery. He'll be brought down quickly after a very short game.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle. But they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
Back to pass on second down. Extending the play. Looking downfield. Just had to get rid of him.
And I like it. Very smart defense, understanding the clock, understanding they're going to try to push the ball down the field. Great job playing deep, breaking on the football, making sure that receiver doesn't catch it. Smart IQ defense.
3rd and long right here. Lined up in the gun, here's Simmons. On target. Touchdown, Florida! And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
Man, it just what the doctor ordered. You needed a big play to go out there and try to take the lead, and you find your receiver out wide. He runs by the DB. Nice throw, nice catch. You got the lead.
This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. On the ground, it's Edwards. There he goes. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
And this offense tries to run, and unsuccessfully. Nice defense up front. Nice job playing the run and the pass in a passing-type situation. Offense, they've got to get a little bit aggressive here. They need points on the board late.
Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. He'll pull it down and run. Just picked up 3 yards, but he did get out of bounds to try to save every precious second.
And we've seen this several times now. Like, he is more than willing to take off and make plays, and you can tell the defense is starting to adjust a little bit. They see it, they know it's a pass, but they had eyeballs on him, and as soon as he took off, they ran to him, and they made sure they got him on the ground.
Makes the grab. The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. In the gun, 3rd down, Reed. Looks as if Texas A&M will have enough for the first down. Timeout is called by the offense. 16 seconds left in the game.
Well, after allowing a touchdown on the last drive, this offense has to be able to answer. And getting that 3rd down here on the 3rd play of this drive is a good step toward doing that. Nice job by the QB. Good rhythm. This offense now has got it going. They need to pay this thing off, but that was a big one, no question.
Remember, all they have to do is get it close enough for a field goal here. They do get the clock stopped. He gets out of bounds, but going backwards is really not an option at this juncture.
Well, trailing late in the game right now, the offense obviously needs better plays than that, and they took a negative play. But at least the good news is they got out of bounds, so they were able to stop the clock. They've got to dial something up here that's going to get a big play.
They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Throwing, Reed. Fires to the wideout. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
This really has been a masterclass by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there, like on that last play.
Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. On third down, they're in the gun. It's Reed. Working the middle. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. So now we'll line up for one of the biggest kicks of this game. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. And this to tie us up in the final minute. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. And with 2 seconds left, their last chance to send it to overtime. Up and good. And the kick is good. And, guys, we have ourselves a tie ball game. All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, Dave.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, in the second overtime and two-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational-type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
Texas A&M back to work with another first down. Here's Reed to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Out wide right, it's Washington. Makes the grab, but down immediately. He picks up a few.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
On the move, it's Edwards. Oh, he's got enough space. Touchdown, Aggies. They strike first here in overtime.
And the running back gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You could tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
And he tacks on the extra point. They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. Simmons. Right side, it's Montgomery. He's down right there, short gain on the grab. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
To throw, it's Simmons. Finds a man in the middle. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Gets the back moving. Snap to the back. And he forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there.
A nice job by the defense with the edges. They try the touch pass on first and goal. Nice job setting the edge, not letting him get outside, making the good tackle, forcing second down and goal.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Back has it. Touchdown, Gator! They got it in, and now an extra point away from the tie.
First off, really impressed by how physical this guy is still running the ball this late in the game. And now it's decision time. You want to play it safe, kick the extra point, or are you feeling aggressive to go for 2 points?
And I think this is all about how you feel about your defense and how you feel about this game extending. Do I have a chance? Do I have better players? Am I more fatigued? Like, all this has to come into account because you got a chance right now with one play to win this football game.
We play on first down here in the second overtime period. Using his legs, it's Montgomery. Brought down after picking up 3 down to the 22.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Throwing Simmons. Rush right in his face. Out wide left, it's Brown. Touchdown, Florida! They get a score to take the lead here in the second overtime. Another touchdown for this guy, and he's starting to get in a groove the way Terry Dean did when he set the single-game record with 7 touchdowns.
Another one. I mean, just putting up stats. This guy's finding the end zone, and he can do it all. Just showing it off left and right. When you play in such a physical league like the SEC, but you got a guy like this that can get an extra first down and really keep those chains moving and score big plays and big touchdowns, good luck stopping him.
They got it. Executed beautifully, and the lead is 8 in double overtime. Now on first down, they need to answer with a touchdown. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Turning it on. Touchdown, Aggies. They got one score they needed. Now they need the deuce to send us to triple OT.
Man, what a great response by this offense, going down the field, scoring the touchdown. Now, I've got to go for 2. I know the new overtime rules. They changed this years ago. Jesse, you should work on this in practice. What's your go-to 2-point play right here?
I'll tell you, after running the ball as well as they did on that last touchdown, I could see them doing it again. I think they've got confidence in the big fellas up front to get it done, find a way into the end zone, and be more physical.
They need this 2-point conversion to send us to triple overtime. Reed. They couldn't get it in, and what a heartbreaking way for this one to end in double overtime. Guys, if you